satisfying was that to, escape some early trouble and then get through 6?
Yeah, it's the past few outings has been hit or miss, and been really working on the mental side of it. Thinking about those situations before they actually happen, and I obviously wasn't expecting in the first inning, but I was just saying, here it goes. You just need a double play here. It's okay if one scores. You have the best offense in the game, and thankfully I got out of it.
Was that just sort of the mindset, just like, all right, like here I am in the jam, let's see what happens?
Yeah, it was surprising, coming out of the gate. They hit my, flag all night. They put the ball in play pretty hard. Selling out for the heater, or selling out for the slider, and I had to kind of, for like the last couple innings, I kind of made an adjustment and played out. But yeah, it was, since the last outing, my objective was to get deep in the game, and I feel like I would have loved another inning, but did what I did, and I'm happy with it.
You said best offense in the game. What does that do for your headspace? Just like you kind of get into a jam, but mentally, where do you stay when you believe that you really do have the best offense?
Yeah, I'm obviously not thinking that out there, but it's nice to know you got this offense that is going to put up some runs, and if you give it 1 or 2, even 3, there's a very, very high chance that they're going to score that or more. It's absolutely, it's nice, getting on the mound, and if you give a couple solo shots, it's more times than not this year they're gonna outscore the other team, and it's nice going out there on the mound and having that behind you.
Grant, to add on to that, how does it feel knowing you have multiple Gold Glove winners behind you in the infield? Does it impact how you approach each pitch, each at bat, whatnot?
Yeah, obviously I don't really like when they hit it as hard as they did tonight, but it is nice, having those gloves behind you. If it weren't for them, it'd been a whole lot different of the game, especially that Riley play at third. That was a heck of a play. I think he hit it like 111 or something like that. The long run that Harris had in center, could have fell in, could have changed the ball game. Yeah, I'm really thankful for those guys, and it's nice to have them back there.
Despite the hard hit contact, you still only gave like 2 walks in the game. Like, how'd you feel command-wise?
Yeah, command-wise, it felt good. Obviously, had that walk in the first inning. Looking back at it, he's a big bat. I didn't mind walking him there. Knowing you had a guy that the next guy, has a lot of ground balls. The last one, I think Varsha kind of got away from me. Mechanics got a little wild, but I was able to dial it back in the next guy. It's nice, having not having that big inning that I've had in the past. Walking 1, 2, 3 guys in one inning, so it's nice.
What's it like having Dubon in that clubhouse?
Yeah, boy, the night was smashed. It's nice having him in there. He's a character, great teammate, great guy, and he just adds so much to the clubhouse.
How about how crazy is it that he just keeps delivering with 2 outs or with runners on, scoring position, whatever?
Yeah, I don't think anything gets to him. He's focused on one thing, and that's to drive the ball to the gaps. And it's really nice having that, and having him, come up big for us. So yeah, it's awesome for him and how he's producing this year.
All right. Thanks, Grant.
Thank you.